welcome to my podcast. I'm Gabie, Gabie's Goodies on Instagram and Ravelry, and Gabie's Knit Goodies on lovedating.com, and of course here on YouTube. I'd love it if you subscribe if you want to see more of my podcast. I would call myself a amateur designer and an avid knitter, and if you can relate to that, hopefully you'll enjoy my podcast. So in the intro, I had me adding fringe to my Midsummer Haze shawl or cowl shawl by Joji Locatelli. And the yarn is a color gradient set by Zen Yarn Garden. It comes with 3 20-gram mini skeins in the colorway Pansies. As you can see, it starts dark and then gets light. And yes, I finally added fringe. And before I added fringe, it was technically done and blocked, but I didn't really like to wear it. But with the fringe, it's so much more fun, I think. What do you guys think? If anyone has knitted, let me know if you like the fringe or no fringe. So it's cozy and comfy, but not too hot. So it's kind of actually fairly good for this time of year, because we're having some cold spring days, especially like in the morning when I go out with my dog for a walk. It's been kind of chilly, so it's been perfect for something like this. If you follow me on Instagram, I posted myself in my winter coat with my newly fringed Midsummer Haze cowl on. Let's see, the other finished object that I want to show, I think last time was right before Easter, so last week I showed that I was making some bunnies for my kids for Easter, and I just made them out of stash yarn, and I used a free pattern on, I found it through Ravelry, but I think it's on her blog is where you get the pattern from, and it's called Easter Bunny, I think by Claire somebody. I'll put it down here. Anyway, so I finished 3 bunnies, all 3 bunnies. This one is my daughter's, one of my daughters, my oldest daughter. And I think it turned out really cute. It wasn't too hard to make. It does have a lot of short rows in it, and then you have to seam some. And I didn't have the big eyes. I ordered eyes, but they didn't come in time. They actually just arrived a couple days ago, but I haven't put the big plastic eyes on. I don't know if I want to now or not. I think I will. Anyways, here it is. It's pretty cute. I added a pink nose, and it doesn't call for that in the pattern. In the pattern, I think it has like a white kind of mouth. That's what you're supposed to add in, but I don't know. I like the little pink nose idea, and I had some pink yarn. And it has the cute little tail. And yeah, turned out pretty cute. I steam blocked the ears so they didn't curl in a huge amount. They lay back, but I'm fine with that. I think it turned out cute. Now, if you're not holding it in this position, the legs flop down like this, which is okay. But yeah. There's the bunny. You can see, I like the way the short rows make this, like, I guess part of the hip of the bunny. I thought that turned out nice. So, cute little bunny. And then this is the one that I started in this dark color. So you start here at the nose when you knit it. And I started in the dark color, but then I ran out of that yarn. So I had to add in the other yarn that I had. So it has kind of a lighter bottom than it's in light ears, because the ears you add kind of later. And then you can see my seaming. You have a seam that goes from here all the way down and around. So it's kind of an interesting little bunny with his different little colors. He turned out kind of cute. This was for my son. And then I have a white one, I'll put a picture up here, that my youngest daughter just loves. And she holds it and cuddles it and totes it around with her absolutely everywhere. And so now it's actually in the car because we just ran up to meet someone in the parking lot to get some eggs from a friend who has chickens. And she just rode with me so she could get out of the house. I think it was her first time getting out of the house in like a month. So other than just our yard. So I think she needed to go out for a ride. But she left the bunny in the car, and then my husband went to the grocery store when we came home. So she was very sad she didn't have the bunny that I could show. But I'll put pictures of it here. She loves her bunny. So its name is Peep. She wanted me to share that with you. She is 6, by the way, which is a very fun age. Let's see, what should I talk about next? I have an update on my socks. As you know, I finished the one, but I still haven't put in my ends yet. And this is West Yorkshire Spinners yarn in Fairy Lights colorway. And the sock pattern is My Favorite Vanilla Socks by Meaghan something. I forget what. But I think last time I had not gotten to the heel. This time I've done the heel flap and gusset, and I am working on going towards the toe here. So I'm getting close to finishing. Yay. And it almost worked out, so it matched the first one. And I'm not sure why it didn't. Because look. So this one, the pattern worked really well, even over where I did the heel. And this one, for some odd reason, it did indeed have the pink in that little triangle of the heel. Hold on. Here we go. Just like this one. But when I finished that section right here, there was still like a row of, still a little row of pink. So there's this one little stripe of pink right there, which kind of throws off the pattern. Really doesn't matter, but I thought that was kind of odd. But anyways, now it's just stockinette stitch till I get to the toe, and then I'll be almost done. I like to have mindless knitting around. Next item, let's see. I think, I'm gonna have to go get one of them. I think I showed you guys this before. I am working on a pattern of my own, being my own test knitter in a way, just to check out my pattern, because I wrote the pattern a while ago and then I put it down, and so I picked it back up again to knit it myself and see if I like it. And I'm knitting a different size than I did the first go around, so I love these colors, so it's turning out nicely. And I think the only difference from last time is that I have more of the body. I actually ripped out yarn from an old project that I did. It was kind of like this little shrug thing, but I never wore it, and I really like this color. So my yarn is very kinky, but that's okay. It still works. And I think it'll block out just the same as anything else, but you can see in the in my knitting, the first skein is smooth, and then this one's like rough looking because it's all kinky. But I think when I block it, it'll all kind of even out. So that's that. These yarns, the aqua bluish color is a tonal hawthorn or kettle dyed hawthorn from Knit Picks. And then this is a Sweet Georgia yarn that I had left over from my spring top, the Lule top. And I have a new whip. I'll show you guys this before I go get my other thing. Uh-oh, I dropped a couple of stitches. It's never good. So, I don't know. I was in the mood for a new whip, and it was warm a few days ago. And I saw people on Instagram, someone posted a picture of a tank top that has ribbing, and then the ribbing kind of goes in like right above the chest until you get to the straps. So it's like a tank top camisole thing. And it's the pattern is by My Favorite Things, and it is called Camisole No. 2, I believe. And I just really liked it, and I like the idea of just like a kind of a simple ribbed tank top that I could actually wear when it's warm out, but it's still my knitting. And I think it's over Christmas, I got this beautiful skein of yarn. It's 75/25 Merino nylon, and it's by Hypothesis Yarns. And like I said, I only had one skein. My original plan, see if I can make sure you see this in good lighting. My original plan was to make, mix this with something else and make like a sweater maybe, or else I guess a shawl or something like that. But my plan was, you know, it's one skein. It is 463 yards, but it's only 100 grams. So I figured, you know, I'd have to mix it with something else in order to make something out of it. But I think that it will be plenty, or right at the right amount, to make this tank top, especially because I'm kind of short-waisted, so the straps don't need to be very long. So I started something new. I'm very excited about that. It is, like I said, it is the Camisole No. 2 by My Favorite Things. And it starts with the 1x1 ribbing and then goes to a, I think it's like a 3x3 ribbing. And my dog has just come in here. He's all excited because he got a bath. Oh, now he's all walking on my knitting. Don't walk on my knitting, Wookie. Sorry. Here he is. He gets very excited after he has a bath. He's a very snuggly, sweet dog, but after he gets a bath, he gets so wired he wants to run around the house. One of my daughter's chores that she actually likes to do is bathe the dog. So he's a wired boy. So anyways, I have started my camisole and I've just done the hem at the bottom. And I would have been like twice as far, except I think like my brain is going or something, because I cast on 294 stitches, which was a huge pain. And then I knit about this much. So like, what is that, about 2 inches? And I'm like, this thing is so big. Let me glance at the pattern. And for some odd reason, I cast on the number of stitches for the largest size, which is not what I needed. I think I was going for like a medium, and I cast on for like the extra large. So I had to rip all of that out and start over with 240 stitches. I mean, that's a big difference. What, 54 stitches difference? Oh my goodness, such a pain. But I'm absolutely loving the color. Hypothesis Yarns did an excellent job because it has these like pinky hues that aren't like bright pink or like baby pink. They're kind of a rosy pink, but then she also has these little specks of kind of a mustardy color and even some little spots of red or orangey red, just tiny specks. And it just I think it's coming together really, really pretty. So excited about that. And so now this is all I want to knit on because I want to get it done. It is knit on very fairly small needles. I think these are a 3mm needle, but it's small yarn, and it makes sense for a summer tank top to have the thin yarn and all, but it is going to take a while. Unless I just knit on it obsessively, which I might. So, one more look at this beautiful yarn. I feel like I might have specks on my thing. So this is all wound up here because that's all the yarn that I had to take apart when I did my mistake. Here you can see a little bit of the other color that's in here. It's just such a cool yarn. I love it. And it was gifted to me. And I think she got it off of Etsy. So I have one more thing to show you guys, so I will be right back because I forgot to bring it. All right, so I got my other item and I moved my camera because it seemed to have a reflection from the sun. Even though it's very cloudy today, it still had a reflection. I have skylights here in my sunroom. So this is the Swiss tee. I think there's still some spots from the skylight. I don't know how to stop that. Oh well. So it's the Swiss tee that I am working on, my own pattern. It has ribbing on the bottom, knit in 2 pieces and seamed up the sides and on the shoulders. Eyelets on the main body, Indian stitch, decorative stitch here just above the hem. And I've picked up stitches for the neck. And the only thing I have left to do is pick up stitches around the arms and do a little ribbing there. And then it will be done, and of course weave in all my ends, which is like the hardest thing in the world for me to do. It's very light, and this is in the Knit Picks Fingering Weight Comfy Cotton. I forget what the actual name of it is. I feel like it's Comfy Cotton or something like that. And I really like it in this weight. My first one was knit out of the I Love Cotton from Hobby Lobby. And I like that one, but the yarn's just a little bit thicker. And so it's just the garment's just a little heavier and not quite as drapey. So I think I'll wear both of them. But this one's definitely just such a nice, soft, flowy fabric. So I'm super excited about that. And I want some testers on this. I am working on finishing the pattern. I'm really working hard to try to do it well and to get all my math done really well. I even took one of the blueprint classes. I forget the name of the lady, but she goes through all the Excel stuff, and there were a few things that I learned from it. I'm a math person anyways, so I kind of like that aspect of things. But there were a few things that she talked about in there that I gained from. So trying to get a little bit better at gauging it to different sizes, or grading it rather, to different sizes so that I can be better about having a wider range of sizes for my garments and understanding that whole process a little bit better. So I think that is all I have for you today. I hope that everyone is doing well and feeling well and finding ways to have joy in the midst of staying home. And yeah, just pray that everyone is doing well. I'll see you later. Bye.